Hello, all, and welcome back as I delve into the Trump peace plan, part two of how it's designed to succeed. Now, I just spent two videos telling you why it's designed to fail. Now I'm telling you about why it's designed to succeed. There are a lot of things in the Trump peace plan that are incredibly stupid. There are other things in the Trump peace plan that are actually really good and really necessary. Here I'm going to talk about some of them. So, firstly, one of the requirements for a Palestinian state to be recognized is that they immediately stop all martyr and prisoner payments. That is, they stop paying people and their families for killing Israelis. Makes sense to me. In addition to this, the Palestinian leadership of this proposed state is required to develop. Yeah, there's a quote. To develop humanitarian and welfare programs, provide prevention services and support to Palestinians in need that are not based upon the commission of terrorist acts. Now, you might be thinking, why don't they have that already? And that's a very good question. And I'll tell you, I don't know. But to at least a large extent, they don't. And so now, if the Trump peace plan is brought forward in any way, makes any kind of impact, this is now an issue. This is now front and center, a major issue that will be talked about, that'll be discussed, there'll be a major consideration going forward in any attempt to make peace in the region. That is good. Now, a little further into recognition criteria. Palestinians shall have implemented a governing system establishing the rule of law that provides for freedom of press, free and fair elections, respect for human rights for its citizens, protections for religious freedom and for religious minorities to observe their faith, uniform and fair enforcement of law and contractual rights, due process under law, and an independent judiciary with appropriate legal consequences and punishment established for violations of the law. Now, you might be thinking, that's kind of obvious. And yeah, it is kind of obvious. But that has never been a stipulation in any peace plan before. This is good. This is major. This is a big deal. They are required to establish transparent, independent, and creditworthy financial institutions that are capable of international transactions and are qualify for IMF membership. They are required to end all programs including school curricula and textbooks that serve to incite or promote hatred or antagonism towards its neighbors, or which compensate or incentivize criminal or violent activity. Again, this was not a part of earlier peace plans. Should have been, but not. Or it was not a part of all. There may have been some that it was a part of that I just don't know about. That's possible. Another requirement is the Palestinians shall have achieved civilian and law enforcement control over all of its territories and demilitarized its population. Which makes total sense. You don't want to have a country for your neighbor that does not actually control its territory and have a whole bunch of militias running around. So, again, this is not something that was in part of prior peace plans, or at least not so explicitly stated. These are really, really good criteria for recognition, at least in this case. Okay, any one of these might be considered not good criteria in some other case. Perhaps a group of people in very different circumstances might require different criteria. That could be, but I don't want to be anyway. So there are two measures of success. Okay, there's a measure of success that a particular thing actually succeeds in what it is designed to do. Okay, if this peace plan is moved forward and this particular peace plan creates peace in the region, it has succeeded. But there's also another measure. Okay, if something creates forward progress, if something doesn't actually succeed, but if it actually helps, that can also be considered a success. So all these are real. So if these criteria are accepted, if this new trend in dealing with the Palestinian leadership continues as it seems to be starting, this will be a big deal to create a major change that will be, especially if this is adopted by the UN. This will be a serious step forward. It won't be. It's not a final step. It won't be a final step, but it will be a first step in a new direction. Which, after several decades of failing, of American presidents' peace plans failing, a new direction is a good thing to try. So, when I say it's designed to fail and it's also designed to succeed, this is what I'm talking about. This plan will not create peace in the Middle East, but it could. It could start a whole new process, which in the end could create peace in the Middle East. So that's all for now. That's the roundup of this topic. I'll move on to just one more, I think, and then I'll wrap up the whole thing. So thank you for following me through this. I hope this has been. I hope you found some value in what I have to say here, and I'll see you in the next one.